Hello there, people. Well, I tried this before and it did not really work out. So if you were one of those 2 people watching, I'm really sorry. Now everything is back to normal, everything is working again, and we can start again. Now, this is the beginning of a new series on this channel, and myself and I, we will be trying to teach you a little bit of German. Because actually, many of you requested it, and if you request something, well, sooner or later I will do it. So, this is what we're gonna do today. I'm gonna start at a really low level, okay? So if you're already an advanced speaker of German, this might be boring to you. However, it is always good to review what you've already learned and just to do everything again, just to get it inside your head. I think the main goal in language acquisition is that you begin to think in the foreign language. And that's a long way. That's a hard path to tread. However, we're gonna start at the very beginning. I'm gonna explain as much as I can. You know, this is not a format like a real language class when you are face to face to your student, but you can always post questions in the live chat if you see this live, or in the comments down below. If you don't see this live, I will try to reply to anything, to any questions you might have. Now, the first thing you need to learn, Kapitel. This means chapter, alright? Kapitel 1, chapter 1, we have exercises. Übung means exercise. Übung. Übung 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Deutsch als Fremdsprache. This means German as a foreign language. Inhalte der Lektion means the contents of this lesson. Now, we're going to start with exercise 1. These are greetings. Sorry. These are greetings. Alright? Begrüßungen means greetings. Wählen Sie aus. Choose. The verb for choose is wählen. However, this is the first thing I need to explain. In German, we don't have you for everyone. We don't say you to everyone. We have 2 versions. No, we actually have 3. I'm gonna explain. If you are talking in an informal setting, you would say du. For example, if it's someone you know, someone that is close to you, if it's a child, if it's not a person of huge authority, if it's a family member, you would say du. In a formal setting, if you're talking with a person of authority, for example, if you're talking to your boss, you would not say du. This would be really disrespectful. You would say Sie with a capital S. That's important. And you also have the plural you. Basically, if you're talking to a group of people or just one person in English, it's the same word. It's you. But in this case, we need to say ihr. Ihr is me talking to you, but you are more than one person, you know? At the moment you're not, because there is only one person in the live chat, but that will change as soon as other people join or as soon as other people see this video. Now, this is all you. Informal you, du. Formal you, sie, with a capital S. Plural you, many people, more than one. Ihr. Sorry, Of course, I did it wrong again. So basically they are talking to us because it's in a formal way, you know? Please choose. Now we have greetings. We have pictures. Pictures, the German word for picture is Bild. If I talk too fast, just press pause. Yes, pause. What a difficult word. I need to think about the word pause, and I'm telling you something about language. All right, I don't know what is wrong with me. However, let's move back to the exercise. Picture 1, Bild 1. Now, we have the same word for picture 1, 2, and 3. Guten, guten, guten. These are all greetings, or saying goodbye. Saying hello is basically picture 1, 2, 3. You see the sun is going up, the sun is high in the sky, and the sun is going down again. And you have 3 choices for all 3 of them. Guten Morgen, Guten Tag, and Guten Abend. Now I'm gonna let you look at these options for a moment, and then maybe intuitively you will choose the right word for the right picture. Just look at it for a second. I guess the first word is pretty easy because it sounds a bit like the English word. Morning is morgen, you know? Guten Morgen. And this is basically noon, but in Germany we don't say good afternoon or something like that. We have the word afternoon, it's Nachmittag. After is nach, Mittag is noon, afternoon, der Nachmittag, the afternoon. Articles, or in German Artikel, that's another thing. In English you have the, you know, but you all know, if you got in contact with German before, that the German article system is really messed up. It's really hard because we have 3 words for the. Der, die, and das. And there is absolutely no logic behind what is der, what is die, what is das. For example, we say the table, der Tisch. We say the lamp, die Lampe. We say the car, das Auto. I can't explain you why it is der, die, das. You know, it's something that has to do with language history. You would have to go to the university to study that. However, we are not going to do that today. This is a real low-level course. Now, good morning, guten Morgen. Good afternoon, or just good day. We say good day in general, all the time. Guten Tag. Tag is the word for day. And evening, we have good evening, guten Abend. Now, what is this? This is informally saying goodbye, for example, to a friend. This, shaking hands, I think this has to be a formal situation, maybe with another colleague or a boss or something like that. And the way you say goodbye changes accordingly. For picture 4, Bild 4, you would say tschüss. Maybe you have heard that before. Tschüss is just a simple bye, all right? But an informal greeting or saying goodbye would be, no, a formal. Tschüss is informal, auf Wiedersehen is formal. Let me collect my thoughts. What is wrong with me? Auf Wiedersehen is the formal way of saying goodbye, which basically translates to until I see you again. Let's correct that. Everything is green. We are geniuses and we managed to do the first task. Wir haben die erste Übung geschafft. Now, look at it one more time and then we're going to move on to the next exercise. I'm sorry. as with all the things I'm doing, I have to get into this new medium of teaching because I have not done any of this type of teaching before. I have taught students online, but I saw them, and I could talk to them. It was quite different. This is more like a presentation and teaching mixed together. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's a different medium, it's a different way of teaching, but I'm digging it already. I hope you do too. Now, Chapter 2, no, not Chapter 2, Exercise 2, Übung 2. Now we have to listen to something. And in this exercise, we encounter two verbs. I don't know if you're familiar with the term verb. A verb is basically everything you can do. Make, laugh, dance. Why is it in the next? Make, laugh, dance, bake, read, run, swim. Anything you can do. The verb in German is pretty standard, straightforward, das Verb. And there you see it. In English, you don't capitalize many letters. You would do it for proper names, like a name, Eric. The E is capitalized. In German, we do that with many more words. For example, das Verb, but also with der Tisch, die Lampe, das Auto, because they are things. They are things we can see, we can talk about, we can touch maybe. But most importantly, they have an article. They have der, die, or das. If the word has an article, you have to capitalize the first letter. T, L, and A. So all nouns are capitalized in German. All right, moving on. We will see two verbs. This means listen and write the verbs. Hören Sie und schreiben Sie die Verben. Basically, we have to listen to this. We're going to listen to it once and then I will explain.
Guten Tag, ich heiße Gabriele Bauer. Und Sie?
Guten Tag, ich heiße Pablo Puente.
Und Sie? Wie heißen Sie?
Ben Bieber.
Ah, Sie sind Herr Bieber.
Yes, so in this exercise we encounter the verbs heißen and sein, which basically heißen translates to be cold. And as you can see, we have one verb, one word to express be cold. For example, if I say ich heiße Erik, it would mean my name is Eric or I'm called Eric. Not Ertik, not Eric, but Eric. Sorry, I messed up the typing there. Better get relaxed. Now, I need a comfy chair right here. Alright, I will show you, first of all, the different forms, because it's not like in English where we say I do, you do, he, she, it does. Okay, you have the S. He, she, it, you have to write the S at the end. However, the rest is just easy. You make, I make, we make, you make, they make, and everything is like the same. In German, of course, it's not that way. We have a different form for each of these examples, for each of these people who are talking. Ich heiße, du, you heißt with the T. Er, he, sie, she, and es, it. Also has the T. He, she, it is called sie, es heißt. We is wir. And then you just take the base form of the verb, wir heißen. Nothing changes there. Then we have the plural you. You know, if you're talking to many people, you say you in English, we say ihr heißt. Again, the T. And then you have one last form, sie, which basically translates to they. And we have the same form for the capitalized sie, which means if I talk to you, if I say you, but you're a person of authority, for example, my boss, I would not say du heißt, but sie heißen. Sorry. So this is the verb heißen. If you want to look at this again, you can pause the video just now. I'm going to move on to the verb sein, which translates to be. Also, we have the forms for ich, du, er, sie, es, he, she, it, wir, we, you, plural, ihr, and they, or the formal you, sie. And this is really showing you that verb forms in German are really irregular sometimes. You just can't really make out the verb, the base form of the verb, just looking at these forms. For example, I am is ich bin. Now look at bin. Nothing in this word indicates that it is derived from sein, to be. You are, in German, du bist. This is maybe the most similar to English, sie, es, ist. He, she, it, is. Wir sind, we are. You are, plural, ihr seid. And sie sind, they are. As you can see, the forms for we and they are the same in German. And it's always like that. We and they, same form. Now let's go back to the exercise. Let's listen to it again and then write down what we hear.
Guten Tag. Ich heiße Gabriele Bauer. Und Sie?
Guten Tag, ich heiße Pablo Puente.
Und Sie? Wie heißen Sie?
Ben Bieber.
Ah, Sie sind Herr Bieber.
Yes, these are amazing names, by the way. Gabriele Bauer is like a standard, straightforward name. But Pablo Puente and Ben Bieber, they really crack me up because Pablo Puente is basically Spanish for Paul Bridge, and Ben Bieber is Ben Beaver, you know, like the animal beaver. All right, perfect names. Guten Tag. Ich heiße Gabriele Bauer. Und Sie, and you. Guten Tag. Ich also heiße Pablo Puente. My name is Pablo Puente. And you, und Sie, the capitalized Sie, because I'm talking to a person of authority or that I don't know. Wie heißen Sie? Ben Bieber. And now, ach, Sie sind Herr Bieber. Everything should be correct. Look at it one more time. Try to realize what we're doing. There you all also see the good day, you know, guten Tag. We say that basically all the time. If it's not morning or evening, we say guten Tag. Ich heiße Gabriele Bauer. My name is Gabriele Bauer. Und is and. Yeah. Let's move on. Exercise 3. Again, we have to write down some verbs. Listen, hören Sie. Schreiben Sie die Verben. Write down the verbs. Let's listen to it once and read the text accordingly.
Hallo, ich bin Ben. Und wer bist du?
Hallo Ben, ich heiße Eleni.
Hallo Eleni, ich bin Maria.
Entschuldigung, wie heißt du?
Maria.
Hallo Maria.
Alles klar. Basically, in German, you have two opportunities. You have two opportunities before you get killed. No, you have two possibilities to say who you are and what your name is. So basically, what's your name is Ich heiße Erik, but you can also say Ich bin Erik, which translates to I am called Eric or I am Eric. Alright? Don't bother me with your messages, phone. Okay, moving on. And now, let's listen to it again and fill in the verbs.
Hallo, ich bin Ben. Und wer bist du?
Hallo Ben, ich heiße Eleni.
Hallo Eleni, ich bin Maria.
Entschuldigung, wie heißt du?
Maria.
Hallo Maria.
Alright? Ich bin, wer bist du? Ich heiße Eleni oder ich bin Maria. Wie heißt du? Entschuldigung means I'm sorry or excuse me. Wie heißt du? Means what's your name? You can always pause this if you want to read it. Yeah, and that's basically everything in this. Und wer bist du and who are you? Wer bist du? Who are you? Let me just check why nobody is watching this stream because I posted it on Facebook. Maybe it's just a bad time, you know, but due to many time differences I have to do it now. It's a pity, but the video stays online nonetheless. Again, if you have questions, you can post them in the comments down below or in the live chat if you are live, if you're watching this live. And now my live chat is not working on my phone. Doesn't matter, let's just start it again. You can just read this one more time. And it should be correct. Yes, it is. Moving on. Exercise 4. Now we have to choose the personal pronouns me, ich, du, you, or you formal, C, capitalized S. Now let's look at the forms. Maybe I can do it like this. Ich, du, er, sie, es, wir, ihr, sie. So. Personalpronomen or in English, personal pronouns. What are they again? Ich, I, du, you, singular. Er, he, sie, she, es, it. Moving into Stephen King territory right here. Wir is we. Ihr is you, plural, more than one person. Sie translates to they. And the capitalized C translates to you in a formal setting. Okay, so these are the personal pronouns, and now we have to decide which one we should take. Is it always ich, du, sie? Yes. It is always ich, du, and sie. Now, look at this and try to find out what this means, and try to find out whether you should use ich, whether you should use du, or whether you should use sie, the capitalized one. Gonna give you a moment and have another sip of water. All right, let's try this together. Entschuldigung, excuse me. Wie heißt? Heißt is the form for du. You singular. Wie heißt du? Jetzt wohne, if you have a verb with I at the end, it has to be me, I. Ich heiße, jetzt wohne ich in Berlin. A new word, jetzt. Jetzt means now. Wohnen means to live. Now I live in Berlin. Wo means where. Wo wohnen. It has to be sie. As you can see here, sie heißen. IN. Wo wohnen sie? Jetzt, Frau Dumitro. Ich bin Pablo. Und wer bist du? As you can see, du bist, you are, and who are you? Und wer bist du? Wie heißen sie? Wo wohnst du jetzt? Where do you live now? Woher? Woher kommen sie? Woher is also where, but it's basically where from. You know? So, woher kommen sie is a formal way of saying, where do you come from? You know? This wo, where, this means where are you? For example, wo bist du? Where are you? But woher means where are you from? Entschuldigung, excuse me. Wer sind Sie? Who are you? Formal. Guten Tag. Good day. Ich heiße Gabriele Bauer. If the verb has I at the end, it has to be ich, me. Woher kommst du? If you see the st at the end, if you see the st, it means du. It has to be du. It has to be you. If you think about heißen, wie heißt du? You might ask, why is the verb not st at the end? But actually it is. Because this letter is called a sharp S. It is an S sound in itself. You don't really pronounce it any different than a normal S. So you listen to it, heißt. You don't need the additional sorry, you don't need the additional S. And that's why. So this letter that you don't have in English is called a sharp S. Or in German, ein scharfes S. All right. Now I'm gonna move back to the chat. I think nobody's watching now. Well, I guess everyone's gonna watch this after I finished. Hallo, ich komme aus Spanien. Kommen means to come. If I say ich komme aus Spanien, it means, maybe you guessed it, I'm from Spain. You don't really have to say I come from Spain. That would be more literal. That would be the more literal translation. Ach, hallo Denise. Wunderbar. Es schauen uns 3 Leute zu. Das ist ja schön. Well, you can always go back to what I did before. Now let's do exercise number 5. Numbers. Let's just go through the numbers quickly. I'm going to show you the first 10 numbers and then we move on. This one is 1. 2, 3, 4. Sorry, this looks totally unorganized. Let me just improve on that. Alright, maybe that's better. I don't know, you tell me. 5 is 5. 6 is 6. In German, if you see CHS, you always pronounce it like an X. So this would basically be like the word sex, but let's not talk about that. Here you see the V. This is sometimes pronounced like an F. Not always, but in this case, vier. Like the English word fear, basically. 7 is 7. There's another interesting thing here. IE, I-E, is basically a long I. So this letter is pronounced I, and this is I, you know? In English you would write this letter for the I sound. In German you would write this letter for the I sound. So this is a long I, 7. Now you have one of those pronunciations that really mess English-speaking people up. Acht. It happens in your throat, people. Ach. It's like if you're gargling water, you know? Try to gargle water in your brain. You don't really have to have water in your throat, because then you won't hear the sound. But it happens back here, actually. Acht. Acht. Which means 8. Try that at home. Now, 9 is neun. We have this E-I-U. You would pronounce it like oi in oyster. So in German, this is oi. And we have 10, 10. There is an H here. And whenever you see something like that, for example, A-H, E-H, O-H, U-H, it means that this vowel is lengthened. It's not A, it's A. It's longer. It's not E, it's E, longer. It's not O, it's O. U, U. It's longer. You get the idea. You know? All right. Oh yes, and this is not pronounced like Z in German, as it is in English. You would say it like TS. Z, zwei. And the W is not pronounced like this W. You wouldn't say zwei, you know? Washington, nothing like that. It's pronounced like the English V. So what you see here is pronounced like something like that. No, sorry. Maybe you can read it now. Zwei, like in high, you know? Zwei. Eins, zwei, drei, vier, fünf, sechs, sieben, acht, neun, 10. Try to say that out loud. Try it. Just try it, you know? Try to say the numbers. I don't hear you. I can't hear you practicing the numbers. What is wrong with you? You can always pause and repeat the numbers for yourself. You're only gonna need these numbers for this exercise that we're gonna be doing. Now, the exercise is you're gonna be hearing 3 numbers. What do you hear? Let me just see what those are.
2, 5, 9, 8, 2, 3, 4, 9, 8, 6, 5, 1, 6, 0, 9.
Okay, you get the gist. You have to click on the numbers that you hear. We're gonna be hearing it one more time. We're gonna listen to it one more time. And you just make some notes, which is also a good thing if you have something you can take notes on the side when you're watching these videos. Now, let's go on to this. Which 3 numbers do you hear? It's like a phone number or something like that. Is it this one or this one? The first one. The second one. This or this? And the third one, this or this. Now, let's hear it one more time.
2, 5, 9, 8, 2, 3, 4, 9, 8, 6, 5, 1, 6, 0, 9.
All right. Have you made your choice? The first one was this one. Second one was this one. Third one was this one. If I'm not mistaken, I really hope it's right. 2, 5, 9, 8, 2. 3, 4, 9, 8, 6. 5, 1, 6, 0, 9. Hooray! I got 100 points. So, that's the starting point for the numbers. Alright? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright, let's move on. There is still some time. Let's just begin with chapter 2. Exercise 1. Again, you're gonna hear some numbers. However, this time they are different. You see the numbers here. No, not there. What the hell? There. You see the numbers written like this, and you have to write the word. For example, you see this is 12, 12. Now let's move on with the numbers. 11, elf. Yep, 11 is like a little elf flying around. 12, as you just saw, is 12. Again, Z is pronounced like TS. W is pronounced like your V. And then we have this Ö. It's a bit like the U in hurt. You know what I'm saying? It's a bit like that. Hurt. But a bit more round. Hört. Ö. And actually, that's a huge problem for foreign speakers of German. These are the Umlaute. Umlaute are these three bastards. It's like an A with 2 dots, an O and a U with 2 dots on top. I'm going to pronounce it for you, and I'm going to give you an example word, and you'll try to speak after me. Okay? So the first one is ä. That's pretty easy for you. In English, it would be the vowel in hat. Ä, hat. Alright? In German, it would be Hände, which means hands. It's actually the same sound. Hände, hands. Hände. You're gonna repeat after me. Hände. Very good. The next one is this guy. Ö. It's a bit like the U in hurt. A bit like that. But rounder. Hört. Hört. For example, you have it in the German word hören, which means to hear. Repeat after me and try to think of the verb hurt, but more round. Your lips have to be really round for this one. Hören. Repeat after me. Hören. Hören. Very good. And the last one of the infamous Umlaute means it is Ü. Now I'm trying to think of a word in English that might have that. Is there a sound like that in English? I can't think of anything. It's a bit like Ö, but it's a bit sharper and higher. Ü, Ü. Your lips are not as open as in Ö. It is Ü. It's nearing towards the E. It's an upper vowel, we would say. Ö is really deep. Ö. And then we have Ü, Ü. Your lips are more pointy, you know? It's really hard. Let's pronounce some words with this. I think this is the most difficult umlaut you could encounter. Füße, which means feet. Repeat after me. Füße. Füße. Tür, which means door. Tür. Für, which means for. Für. Thank you. Try pronouncing these 3 words on your own right now. Füße, Tür, für. Danke für das Kompliment, Denise. Thanks for the compliment. All right. Now we had 11, 12, 12. Now we have 13. Basically, it's the number for 3, drei, and then you just add the number for 10, 10. And that makes it 13, 13. 14, the same thing. 4 means 4. 10 means 10. 4 and 10 together, 14. Same thing here. 15, 16. In this case, you have to get rid of the S at the end. 6 is 6 and add 10. 17 also, you don't say 17, you have to get rid of the en. 17. Pay close attention to these ones, to the exceptions. 18 is not correct, it is 18, so I'm sorry, I did a typo there. 19, 18, 19, same thing. 8, 10, 8 and 10 together, 18, 9 and 10 together, 19. And then we have 20. And this is called 20. It has the G at the end. And this is really important. In German, normally when you have a G or a D or an what else? A B at the end of the word, you would pronounce it much harder. You would say K, T, and P. For example, the German word for and is und. You don't say und, you say und. And if you have IG at the end of the word, that is actually a bit more special, because you pronounce it like the word for me, ich. In this case, you wouldn't say 20. It's not wrong per se, because many German speakers say 20. You're gonna hear it if you're here. However, if you want to learn High German, it is 20. Whenever you encounter IG at the end of the word. It's like the German word for me, ich. Now, because we don't need it for this lesson, I won't go through 21, 22, 29 and all that stuff. I want to move on with the numbers 30, 40, 50, 60. And this goes all the way up to 70? Yes, okay. I'm just gonna go up to 100 and show you how you write these numbers. This is 30, sorry. This is 40. This is 50, 60, 70 again. If you think about 6 for 6, you have to get rid of the S. 70, you have to get rid of the EN of 7, 7. And the rest is basically the same. 80 is 80, 90 is 90, and 100 is 100. All right, now let's listen to those numbers and try to write it down. Let's listen first.
3,
13, 30,
6,
16, 60,
7,
17, 70.
All right, now let's write the numbers. 3, then you add 10, 13, and you add sich, 30. 6, then get rid of the S at the end and add 10, 10, 16, and 60. 7, 17, 70. So as you can see, all of these have sich, also 20, except for 30, which is written with the sharp S. Pay attention to that one. All the others are Z-I-G, sich. Let's listen to it again.
3,
13, 30,
6,
16, 60,
7,
17, 70.
This should be correct, and it is. All right, people. Pause the video if you want to go over this once more. I'm going to show you these numbers. You can always pause the video. Nothing bad will come from it. Hallo. All right. That was the cleaning woman. Okay, I think I'm gonna do one more exercise and then we're done. Yes-no questions. Ja means yes, nein means no. Connect the sentence parts. Verbinden Sie die Satzteile. Verbinden is the word for connect. Satz means sentence and Teil means part. Der Satz, I will always give you the article because der, die, das, you know, the, it's always hard. So if you see it, maybe your brain will remember it later. It is der Satz, the sentence, der Teil, the part. Klicken Sie, to click, links und dann rechts. Links is left. Dann is then. Rechts is right. Alright. Heißt du, kommst du, sprechen Sie, wohnen Sie, bist du, haben Sie. Please, people, try to do it yourselves first, and then I will show you the correct solution. Try to connect the correct left part and right part. Try to take notes. If you have a piece of paper and a pen, do it now. I believe with the knowledge that you should have by now, you can actually do this. I believe in you. Gonna give you some more moments. Let's try it, shall we? Yes-no questions. Heißt du Eleni? Is your name Eleni? Are you called Eleni? Kommst du aus Spanien? Are you from Spain? Do you come from Spain? Sprechen Sie Deutsch? So these are already in the same line. Sprechen Sie Deutsch? Do you speak German? Wohnen Sie in München? Do you live in Munich? Bist du bei Facebook? Do you have Facebook? Are you at Facebook? Is the literal translation. We don't say that in English. Haben Sie Skype? Do you have Skype? Last thing I show you, this last one. Haben Sie Skype? First of all, am I right? Yes, I am. That would have been embarrassing if I messed it up. Normal sentence, Sie haben Skype, which means in a formal way, you have, damn it, Skype. This is the normal sentence, basically. If you want to transform any sentence into a yes-no question, you just have to move the verb to the front. Haben Damn it, I can't type today. Haben Sie Skype? And of course a question mark. And then you have, do you have Skype? Yes, no. So for a yes-no question, ja, nein, you just have to move the verb to the front of the sentence. Another example would be du hast ein Auto. This is basically a statement. It means you have a car. Now if you want to ask, do you have a car? Yes, no. You just have to move hast to the front. Hast du ein Auto? And then you have the yes-no question. Do you have a car? Alright? And the last example, and then we are done for today. Du verstehst den Unterricht. Which means you understand the lesson. I hope so. But maybe I should rather ask you. Verstehst du den Unterricht? Question mark. Move the verb to the front. Yes, no. And then we have the question. Do you understand the lesson? And I hope the answer is yes. Ja, Herr Erhard. Yes, Mr. Erhard. So all of you just say now, yes, Mr. Erhard, and we'll be done with it. Thank you very much for watching. Vielen Dank. Thank you. I hope you learned something. This was really low level. And as you can see, I'm not only showing you the online exercises, I'm also showing you detailed information on what you encounter. All these linguistic questions you might encounter that you might find difficult in these questions, in these tasks, in these online exercises. I hope I'm doing a good job. I've never done this before. Next time will be more fluently. I'm sure of it, I suppose. And yeah, this has been fun, and I hope I'll see you next time when it's time again for German Classroom with Eric. Bye for now and rock on. Auf Wiedersehen und tschüss.